South Carolina, you know you're on your way to Clemson. One of the grandest settings in all of college football. And Clemson welcomes you to Death Valley. And it has been that for North Carolina ever since 1980. This team coming off its most disappointing loss of the year. Their only loss, the quarterback Oscar Davenport out for the season, which means that Chris Keldorf, number 15, now steps in. And one of the many traditions, Howard's Rock, 27 feet above Death Valley. The players come around, touch the rock, and then file down onto the field. ABC Sports welcomes you to ACC college football. North Carolina at 8-1 pays a visit on the Clemson Tigers. Good afternoon and welcome everybody. Remember this about North Carolina. Tough loss a week ago, but they're still driving toward an Alliance Bowl bid. As for Clemson, injuries here too, but their fine quarterback, Nealon Green, is completely healthy today. That makes him much more mobile than he has been all year. Running back Raymond Priester missed last week's overtime victory over Duke. He's healthy and ready to go. I bring in my partner who's ready to go, Dan Fouts, as they get ready to mile down that hill up there. And Dan, this is your first trip into Death Valley. You're going to see some great defensive football here.
Well, defenses have always excited me, Brendan. This third-ranked defense of the Carolina Tar Heels are good in all three areas. Defensive lineman Greg Ellis has 21 stops behind the line of scrimmage. That's a lot. Linebackers don't get much better than Kay Mays and Brian Simmons, but what I like is the way they play bump and run, man-to-man defense all over the field with Dre Bly and Robert Williams. I'm glad I don't have to throw against them.
Okay, a bowl bid at birth for Clemson. Remember, the Tigers still need one more win, and Mac Brown knows how tough it is to bring a Tar Heel team in here and take on the Tigers in their lair. Welcome, everybody, to Death Valley. The kickoff is next. All right, John, here at Memorial Stadium, Clemson, South Carolina, a breezy, overcast Saturday afternoon. Last Saturday night in the third quarter, Oscar Davenport of the Tar Heels suffering a fractured right ankle in the third quarter, out for the rest of the season. One of the 9 sacks by the Noles. He's down below live with Jack Arute. Let's go to Jack.
And Brent, that foot they had hoped for Oscar Davenport would be leading the Tar Heels today. How tough, Oscar, has it been for both you and the team preparation for this game?
Well, I mean, you know, the guys that have a great week of practice or whatever, you know, it was kind of tough on me myself because, you know, I've been injured or whatever. But Chris going to step in. All you got to do is be patient, and I think it's going to be a great game.
What did he say to the team before they came out?
Well, I mean, basically, Coach, he pretty much started the conversation off. You know, he pretty much just tell the team, you know, just go out, you know, do your job, don't worry about nobody else, and everything else will take care of itself. So, which I feel will happen. You know, we have a lot of talent, and I think it'll show today.
Brent, we'll find out shortly.
All right, Jack, thank you. Clemson deferring. North Carolina will go on the attack to begin the game. So Richardson with the ball on the tee will get it started. A brisk breeze at his back. Many of the Tar Heel fans off in that corner of the end zone. You can see him in the background. High into the end zone deep. He'll take a knee and it'll come out on the 20-yard line. So let's check in on our Chili's starting lineups for North Carolina. Chris Keldorf now steps in at quarterback. All eyes will be on him. Jonathan Linton, a good running back. His wide receivers, and we expect him to throw early and often against Clemson's secondary. L.C. Stevens, number 5, Clinton, North Carolina, big play man. Offensive line, Jeff Saturday. And someday he'll be suiting up on a Sunday out of Tucker, Georgia. He'll anchor the line, and Keldorf now brings the play out. They may elect to go right away without a huddle. You know, the mental state of the young Tar Heel players is going to be an issue here in the early going especially. Shotgun, Keldorf positions, starts his motion. They're going to blitz it right away. Throws complete on first down. He put the ball in the hands of Jason Peace against this defense for Clemson. Raymond White, the man in the middle, number 97. Duke had a terrible time trying to move him out of the middle. There's the fellow who intercepted the pass to make it a 9-point victory in OT. And these corners, Edwards and Allen, will be under attack all game long. So without a huddle, Second down and 1 yard to go for Keldorf and the Tar Heels, and he's going to throw it again, blocked. Third down and 1 yard. Dan Fouts.
The reason they're going with 4 wide receivers in the no huddle is it's something that Chris Keldorf enjoys doing, and it also they want to give him some success early. This is real good pressure by Clemson as they go with the first of their zone blitzes. Tony Planton, number 96, with the left hand that time, frustrates the quarterback.
Let's see if the Tar Heels come back with a running play. They'll line up in an I formation. Remember, Linton is their tailback. Dyer, the fullback, set in front of him. Saturday picks with Keldorf. Here's Linton. Did not get it. He has stood up in the hole. Great play by Anthony Simmons, number 41, a possible number 1 draft choice. Simmons steps in with the play.
And he's standing right behind the goalpost here. Watch as he follows the fullback. Basically, the fullback in an I formation will lead you to the tailback. And there's Simmons making another tackle and another tackle for a loss.
Brian Schmitz to punt it. And one of the best threats for Clemson, standing on the Tigers' 35-yard line. It is wide receiver number 7, Tony Horn, set to do some damage if he can. Low snap, picks it up on the hop off the side of the foot now. Barely across midfield, but he saved it. Schmitz had to reach down, didn't realize how much time he had, but he got off a 22-yard punt.
The snap is by Tony Coles, number 89, and it's a one-hopper. You're right, Brent. He had great protection there, but took his eye off the ball and really has set up the Clemson offense with great field position to start the game.
Tar Heel fans know how slowly their team has started all season, and except against Florida State, they've been able to finish. Tigers would like to jump on him. Nealon Green, number 15. He's out of the Yonkers, just outside of Manhattan, across the bridge. First down and 10. They'll run the toss. Here's Priester, cuts back. Priester for about 4 or 5 yards. And our Chili's lineup now for the Clemson Tigers, and you can see that Priester returns to the starting lineup, number 27. Penalty flag down on his first carry of the game, and there's Tony Horn, who was set to return that punt. You'll see him as a wide receiver along with Brian Wolford. The offensive line, and folks, that line, Bunram, Lewis, Gamble, Roundtree, and Postel, that is the biggest offensive line in the history of Clemson football.
And Clemson opens up with an exacta on the first play with 2 penalties, personal foul and a holding call. Check out the this is probably the personal foul. Yeah, that's a personal foul right there. Tony Horn working on Dre Bly right there, trying to set the tone early, but that's not the way you do it.
Offense during the play, 10-yard spot of the foul, still first down. After the play, dead ball, personal foul on the offense, 15 yards, first down.
Well, we'll keep Tommy West cannot be happy because there was such a positive start to this game for Clemson. They were working with a short field, and now it comes all the way back to the 26-yard line.
Brent, I was not a math major in school, but I can add 10 and 15. That's a 25-yard play against Clemson. How's that?
Not good if you're a Tiger fan. Lawyer steps in motion. Fullback option run. Nealon keeps it out to the 34-yard line, so he gets back about 6 yards against one of the better defenses in the country. Folks, these two fellas, 87 Ellis, 90 Holiday, both could be first-round draft choices, as could number 53 K. Mays and number 41 Brian Simmons. A couple of fine Simmons at linebackers today. You've already met Dre Bly. Robert Williams over there on the other corner, number 29. And as you look down at the Tar Heels right away from Mac Brown, you see bump and run. These two corners can play. When you see that formation, when you see them tighten up on your screen, you know they're willing to go and blitz. Here comes the blitz. Green completes it to Horn. Horn goes nowhere after he caught the ball. And for those of you up in Chapel Hill who watched that Donnybrook last Saturday night, you know the key to the success of the Seminoles: the yards gained after a completed pass. Big difference here as far as Horn is concerned. Watch Simmons unload.
He's their home run hitter for Clemson, is number 7, Tony Horn. But look at the athleticism of the entire Tar Heel defense as they corral number 7, hold them to a short game.
3rd down and 23. Light years for this Clemson offense. Line up in that I formation again. The fullback is stood up at the 39-yard line. Austin hit by Keith Newman out of Tampa, Florida. Let's take a look at how North Carolina ranks defensively. 4th against the rush, 4th against the pass, and even better against scoring, and overall the 3rd best defense in the country. And remember, still a chance, even though Florida State has wrapped up an Alliance Bowl bid, Carolina still could get one of the at-large entries, so this is huge for them. Kevin Laird is back to punt it. Nay Brown deep for the Tar Heels. Good punt. Beautiful punt. A little bit too far with that breeze. It's going to go out of the end zone and come out on the 20. Tried to hit it down inside the 10-yard line. Got an extra 10 yards. That punt traveled 60 yards, folks. We're coming right back. We're scoreless in Death Valley. North Carolina's last possession, 3 and out. Remember, they failed on 3rd and 1 and were forced to punt. 10:48, and Keldorf and the Tar Heels 80 yards away as they come off of their sideline after huddling up with the coaches over there to see what they can do with this possession. Keldorf threw it on 1st down. He was successful, but they were stuffed after that. Keldorf's going to change up. A little bit of an offset I, and then the fullback like an H-back in motion for Linton, leading the way for a couple of yards. And let us lead the way back up to Manhattan and John Saunders. John, what you got cooking on this Saturday, partner?
Brent, great weekend in college football. Washington controls their own destiny going to the Rose Bowl. If they win against UCLA and then beat Washington State, they're in. Maurice Shaw in for Rashawn Sheehy. Takes this one the distance for the touchdown. That's your Burger King update. Washington leading UCLA 7-0.
I don't think that's John's last update on that game, folks. Stay tuned on that one. Keldorf quickly throws a bouncer, and it was a forward pass. Was not thrown behind the receiver, so it was not a lateral. Algie Crumpler, one of the great names in football, and Dan Fouts, one of the fine families, the Crumpler family.
Well, his daddy played in the NFL, Carlester Crumpler Sr., and his brother is now a tight end with the Seattle Seahawks, Carlester Crumpler Jr. And that was a bounce pass to Algie.
Where is Seattle? I think they're in New Orleans, aren't they? So they're probably watching this game, and he's watching his brother. 3rd down and 8. Shotgun look for Keldorf again. Big fella. Keeps the ball. Throws. He loves that right side. And ball's on the ground. Fumbled. And Clemson signaling that they've got it. They do. They recover the fumble. That was just a mistake by the receiver that time. He had the ball wrapped up. Wasn't under enormous pressure. That was Jason Peace. And he coughs it up. Adrian Dingle is over there.
And he wasn't going to get the 1st down anyway, so just go down and let your punting team come on out. But this ball is ripped out right away by number 9, true freshman Robert Carswell, and Dingle gets on this one. But Carolina, for a team that has won 8 games this year, that's their 14th fumble they've lost. And great field position now as Dingle gets an assist from the referee.
What the coaches were concerned about. Still not back after that tough, devastating loss at the hands of Florida State. Now the Tigers will try to strike. Green rolling. Simmons chasing. Green banged out of bounds at the 21, and a yellow flag comes flying on top of the hit, which might have been a late one. This is a no-nonsense officiating crew, isn't it?
Well, they're getting some pretty easy calls. It looked like Williams had a hold of Green's face mask as he went out of bounds there. Pretty good speed by Green. Watch number 29, Robert Williams here. And he reaches out right in front of the referee and grabs the mask.
No question. This is pretty easy and obvious to call right here, isn't it?
And very, very unnecessary. Green was going to go out of bounds with a little slight shove.
5 yards, please.
But you know, the one thing Clemson's had trouble doing, scoring. Priester to the 7-yard line. Number 27 makes a difference. Duke did not have to defend him last week. And he's limping again. That is not a good sign. Off with that injured ankle. He comes off to the sidelines, and Terry Witherspoon, the fullback who ran at tailback last week, comes in. Rod Gardner, a wide receiver, and that could be one of the biggest moments of the game when Priester limps back out.
Well, it was an ankle problem to begin with, but now it's up into his Achilles. That's a big problem.
Austin checks in at the tail behind Witherspoon. Stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Witherspoon, the ball carrier for Clemson that time.
We're going to see a lot of stuffs at the line of scrimmage today with both these defenses. Both of them are just awesome against the run. Here's some of those problems you're talking about, Brent. Not a whole lot of times in the red zone for Clemson this year.
There is Priester, disappointed over on the Tigers sideline, hoping that it disappears as he walks around over there. Situation, meanwhile, a 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Shotgun from Green, and Horn goes in motion, and they chase. Now Green on a quarterback draw, comes up the middle, shakes free, 5, stop, keeps going, close to the end zone, and he's got it. Great second effort by the Clemson quarterback. He appeared to be stopped at the 3-yard line, but he kept barging straight ahead for the score.
And he kept gambling as he went forward towards the goal line with the 2nd and 3rd effort. It's at the very end. He sticks the ball in his left hand and then is going to reach across the goal line and get in by just that much.
That is his first rushing touchdown this year. Hard to believe as Richardson whacks home the extra point. Milan Green, he's a senior from Yonkers, New York, and he puts Clemson ahead of favored North Carolina with this effort. It's a quarterback draw all the way behind the running back. Shakes the first would-be tackler. Then he helmets away from a linebacker and reaches to the goal line for the 6. Timeout. ABC Sports presentation of college football is brought to you by CompUSA, the computer superstore. Burger King, where you can get your burgers worth. And legendary Firebird Trans Am from Pontiac, along with State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Let's check in now with Jack Arute. Clemson up by a touchdown. Jack, what about Priester?
Well, Brent, let's update you on Priester. Supposedly a player fell on his left ankle, the same one he's been having problems with. The athletic trainer is now going to put a soft cast, kind of a brace on it, but they say they expect Priester back in the game.
There it is being applied right now, even as you were speaking, Jack. Parquet and black are deep for the Tar Heels, and this one will be returned from the 3-yard lines. Black. Great burst up the middle of the 25, and he battles out to the 29-yard line, and the pushing and shoving continues down there on the part of the special teams. One thing's for sure, when you come into Clemson to play the Tigers, better get the helmet on real tight.
Yeah, buckle up all 4 snaps. There's a 4-snapper today, Brent. They're going after it long after the whistle, not only on special teams, but offense and defense.
Carolina's turn. They need something positive to happen. We didn't know how they'd respond after Florida State crushed their national title hopes a week ago, but now we know. Touch flat, down by 7. Offset the eye. They're using the H-back look. Keldorf with a long reach to Linton, no more than a yard. We reach all the way to New York and John Saunders.
Brent, how would Michigan respond after the big win against Penn State? Well, Wisconsin today, and take a look at this trickery. Greasy to Charles Woodson, back to Brian Greasy, and he just about takes it in for a touchdown, down to the 1, set up Chris Howard for the touchdown, and a 7-0 lead. Brent.
So the Wolverines perhaps rolling out to Pasadena. They need to put a number up. Nebraska's putting points up today, going after votes. The whistle. No play, no tackle. They'll stop it. Referee quickly steps in. Might have been illegal procedure here on the part of the Tar Heels.
the snap. False start on the offense. 5 yards, still second down.
Has to be concerned. Jackaroo.
Brent, you mentioned the concern that the coaching staff had for the Carolina Tar Heels after their defeat at Florida State. Mack Brown gave everybody the day off on Monday because of that. Then the rain that came in on Thursday in Chapel Hill created a short week of preparation, and he was concerned about that going into this game.
Yeah, Jack, 60,000 some fans on hand up at Chapel Hill for that Donnybrook last week. Second down and 14. Keldorf pull it out. Get a swing. Penalty flag thrown by the linesman. They put it into their running back's hands, and now ball is fumbled again. They have turned it over again. There is a penalty flag thrown by the side judge over here on the 25-yard line.
And Brent, I think Clemson lined up in the neutral zone, and so Carolina dodges the bullet here. But this has got to be a major concern for Mack Brown. 2 fumbles now and 2 successive possessions.
On the defense, lined up in the neutral zone. 5 yards, previous spot. Still second down.
Little swing pass out here to Linton. And we'll see who rips the ball loose. Just another good hit by Clemson. Ball went right to Michael Allen in the air, but it's all for naught.
North Carolina has not won here since 1980. A fellow by the name of Lawrence Taylor was making plays. Death Valley indeed for the Heels. Second down and 9. Keldorf with a handoff inside, and Clemson stomps on the running back again around the 31-yard line. Harold Means, one of the inside linebackers, only a sophomore, number 45, in on that stop. This is going to put Carolina in a 3rd and long.
It's just amazing to me that a team can have as much success. 8-1 the Tar Heels are, but they've only scored 16 points all year long in the first quarter.
One fellow who can make plays is Octavus Barnes. He's number 4. He's out wide to the right. It's a soft 2-deep zone shown by Clemson. They've got to go after those corners. Keldorf looks into the middle, got one into the zone, and it's very close to a first down. I believe he's just short. Let's see now. Peace was the flanker on that play. They'll probably bring the chains out this time. They needed to reach the 40-yard line for the first down. If you see it short of that, they are not there. Now, what do you do if you're Mack Brown? Do you go ahead and gamble? Do you put it in the hands of the fullback right now, or do you say, I cannot risk to turn it over with half the field to go, but I need something positive to happen for my football team. I've got to turn this around right now. We just need inches. Can we get inches? Are we that good? We're 8-1.
This guy right here is Tony Planton. This is a zone blitz. He's going to come back here and make the tackle on the receiver. And here's your answer, Brent. As the punt team comes out, this is a great tackle by Planton and DeMarco Fox as they keep Peace from picking up that first down.
Not even good field position for a fake punt. Nobody does it in Death Valley unless your name's Bobby Bowden.
But, you know, Chris Keldorf is 6'5", 230 pounds. I think that on a quarterback sneak behind Saturday, he could have picked that up.
Hey, remember, Schmitz's last punt was only 22 yards. It was a bad snap. But a lot of coaches prefer this situation, like Mack does, to play field positions, settle down, hope for a mistake on the part of Clemson. Maybe they'll jump offside. They did not. Much better snap that time, and Schmitz whacks one. Here's Horn. Fair catch, 22-yard line. 78 yards away for Clemson to take over. That's the high percentage play, and Mack Brown took it. 40-yard punt. Clemson up by 7, and Green will be coming back when you do. Clemson up 7, and good news, at least for the time being. Dan Fouts will have to see how this holds up, but Raymond Priester is going to try it, soft cast and all.
This is his last home game here at Death Valley. He's had a tremendous career. You can see that cast under his socks.
Let's see if they go right to him. In that straight, traditional eye. The toss to him. Tries to get the corner. Down to the 25, and Jackaroo, a lot of ways to follow this one, huh, partner?
Everything that's going on in ABC college football simply by going to America Online. Hit in ABC Sports, and I'll tell you what, you can keep up with just how Priester's doing. But during the week, Brent, a little gratuitous self-promotion. punch in on my column every week from the sidelines of college football.
Well, we'll do that, Jack.
Yeah, I'll punch in.
Now I knew you'd come up with that. 2nd down and 6 for Green and the Tigers. Reese behind the right side. And you wonder, he certainly has shown determination and some strength. You wonder if there's any burst when he reaches daylight. K. Mays, inside linebacker number 53, leads the Tar Heels in tackles this year.
One thing Tommy West said, Brent, last week, the reason he held him out of the Duke game is because he was running on his heel. He was favoring his Achilles tendon. And you need to have that tendon 100% healthy to get that burst, to have that explosion. To me, it looks like Priester's a one-legged running back right now.
Here's 3rd down and 3. Formation not altered. Tight end to the right. Horn is off to the left. There's a fake. Green's pass deflected, incomplete, and Clemson must punt it. 3 and out for that offense.
That was big. Ebenezer Ecubon, 6'4". With the deflection that time, that got real close to being intercepted by one of the Tar Heels. Here he is, left side of the screen with a right hand, knocking it back to the middle of the field.
So Kevin Laird to punt, and Nay Brown set to return. Remember, his last punt was 60 yards. The wind still at his back for another 5:08. Discouraging for Clemson not to be able to even pick up a 1st down with the wind there. And here it is, booming another one. Brown has to go back to the 24-yard line. Good return to the 38-yard line. There is a flag over there on that sideline. You can see it there, the foot of the official. Against the Tar Heels. Doubleheader coming up next Saturday on ABC, and it's a good one. Ohio State and Michigan, the battle for the Roses. That's at noon on ABC. Then we have regional coverage coming up after that. Wisconsin, Penn State. In this area, of course, you'll be watching Maryland, Georgia Tech, ACC football on ABC. 1st down and 10, and let's take a look at the end of this return.
Here's Cedric Hodge, number 52, and watch him block. Number 9 right in the back, Robert Carswell. Easy call for the official.
Dyer and Linton are the running backs. Keldorf calls off the play at the line of scrimmage. Tar Heels down by 7 here in the 1st quarter. Here's the toss to Linton to the short side of the field. He's got the corner for about 14 yards and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Edwards pushing him out, but it was a soft corner, as they say.
Yeah, Antoine Edwards, the corner on that side, gave up too much ground. That's a big running play. Our best running play so far of the day, maybe of the entire afternoon against these 2 rush defenses.
Well, you know, Dan, with Clemson showing that cover 2 and the 2 corners back off about 8 yards, the linebackers on the outside for Clemson are going to have to watch the corners because Carolina will be coming back time and again to that play. 1st down and 10. Keldorf, short drop, bounced one. Had a tight end working wide open at the 41-yard line. He'd run for another 4 or 5 yards, but the pass was underthrown to Crumpler.
Whenever you see a quarterback underthrow or bounce the ball to the receiver, that means he's tight. He's holding on to the ball a little bit too long. Keldorf has not had that early success his coach wanted him to have, and right now he looks like a tight quarterback.
See now if Mac Brown's staff comes back with the running play and Linton. Moving over to show power a little bit to the right this time. They'll run in that direction. Linton behind him, got the hole, got the crease. Battles for about 4 yards that time, so it'll be 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Heels.
That was an excellent block by the fullback Dion Dyer. Goes about 250 pounds. It's like having a guard in the backfield. He doesn't carry the ball a whole lot. His main job is to block for Linton, maybe catch a couple of swing passes now and then.
The defensive play also signaled in from the Clemson sideline. North Carolina needs something positive. They badly need a 1st down here on this 3rd and 6. Keldorf gets good time, and he's got it. First down at the 45-yard line of the Tigers. Nay Brown, the junior flanker from Reidsville, North Carolina.
Number 12, DeMarco Fox with the tackle.
Here's number 18, Nay Brown, and he's going to work the zone right over the middle. You see the defensive back passes him off, and because of the good pass protection, Keldorf had really an easy look at his receiver, and watch this fluid motion here. That's not a tight throw at all. That's a very positive, confident throw by Keldorf.
11 yards. The offensive line with a good job on third down that time. Keldorf's going to throw again under a little more pressure this time, and he overthrew his wide receiver. His fullback had slipped out into the flat that time, and he overthrew Dyer, so it will be second down and 10. It looks like the offensive line can give Keldorf time that Clemson will have to adjust with some blitzes. We'll see what happens here.
And when they do blitz, it's usually the zone blitz, but they'd rather zone blitz against the 4 wide receiver. Last couple of series, the Tar Heels have stayed in their base personnel on offense.
They split the backs in the backfield. They're going to flare them both. And they crush Keldorf. Fumble. I believe they're going to say it's incomplete. The referee is saying that arm was coming forward, and they rule it's an incomplete pass. He was ambushed and surrounded. Anthony Simmons came in with a blitz that time. He led the pack. Watch number 41 as he creeps in. 76 misses on the block.
That's a good call. His arm was coming forward. He had a real good grip on the ball. Watch his arm come forward, and it's clearly an incomplete pass.
Gimbel, the guard, was supposed to slide over on that blitz, and he let him come free on his left side and didn't get there. Whoa, baby. Third down and 10. They split the backs that time, and that was a bad gamble as they came blitzing, and there was no protector. Third down and 10. They'll send him again. And down he goes at the 45. They can't leave Keldorf naked. Lorenzo Bromell makes the stop and the sack of the quarterback.
This is a team that gave up 9 sacks last week against Florida State. And from the left side of the screen, you're going to see Bromell come in, pick up his 5th sack of the year, but he's clearly unblocked, right, with a clean path to number 15.
Let's see if Clemson goes after the Schmitz punt this time. Horn is back on the 20. 10 men are up on the line. They're pressing the wideouts. Now they back out. Perfect snap. Pressure in the middle. Good punt by Schmitz. Drives Horn inside the 10-yard line, and he was making a fair catch at the 9. Oh, what a beautiful punt by Schmitz that time. Horn had more time than he thought. That punt was too low to be signaling for a fair catch. He could have brought that upfield another 10 yards.
Talk about a premature sign for the fair catch. Horn really disappointed a lot of people in the stands here. They saw when he caught the ball, there wasn't a Tar Heel within 20 yards of him.
Watch now Horn and Bly.
This Dane, he ran for 1,000 yards. In the last couple of years, he hasn't done a lot, but he's a 5th-year captain of this ball club and doesn't play a whole lot. First quarter's history.
Wisely declined. This will give Carolina perhaps their best field position of the day.
And if they want field position, they might put Dre Bly back there. And they do to return this Laird punt. Dre Bly, the outstanding defensive back, standing at the heels, about 45-yard line. He'll try to give Keldorf at North Carolina the short field, the battle of field position going on. 3 and out again for the Tigers. The offense has been stopped. Now Bly runs up 40-yard line, dances, twist, fumble! Clemson loose again. It was fumbled twice. Clemson appeared to have it the first time, but wait for the officials to sort it out. One Tiger saying we've still got it. The tug of war going on down below. The Tigers run away and say that's ours. Orange ball. And indeed it is. So Dre Bly attempting to make something happen for Coach Mac Brown, and watch here.
2 turnovers now in the first quarter by North Carolina. One has already led to a touchdown. But what happens when you have a devastating loss such as the Tar Heels had last week? This is a symptom. Lack of concentration.
Watch a man named Elmer Bench. He's going to come up with the loose football. Number 65 sees it come free again. Under the pile. There he goes. There's your favorite name, getting it done.
The long snapper snaps it and recovers it.
113.5 field for Clemson from the 44. The penalty flag comes flying as the clock had run down. Let's check in with Jack Arute. Jack?
Well, Brent, if you look at the Clemson Tigers in their home team uniforms, this is the first time this year that they are wearing orange pants. Now listen to this, Brent. They are 37-7 when they wear the home orange. And get this, they're 4-0 against North Carolina when they wear orange pants. Tommy West has pulled out all the stops looking for that victory today.
The Great Pumpkins. Minute 13 to go. And from the shotgun, Green fires to the receiver, Wolford, who was cutting back in toward the linebacking position there to make that reception. Dan?
Well, I guess my question for Jack and for Tommy West is, why don't you wear the orange pants all the time?
It's the grass stains, Dan.
Boy, penalties have been a big story here in the first quarter. 4 against Clemson, 3 against North Carolina. Of course, those 2 turnovers by the boys in blue.
7-0 Clemson leading. Final half minute, opening quarter. Witherspoon and Austin are the running backs, and this is Austin, number 5, stopped by the heart of that very talented North Carolina defensive line. They jump the play. Ebenezer's there along with Spoon. Brandon Spoon's a sophomore.
You know, with Priester out of the ball game, the offense for Clemson changes dramatically because Austin is 195-pound, more like a scat back, where Priester really packs a load at 230. When you lose your senior star running back, or if he can only play a half speed, it's really going to affect the Clemson Tigers this afternoon.
Time runs out on the opening quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter of play with the score is Clemson 7, University of North Carolina.
1 touchdown. Nealon Green, his first rushing touchdown of the year. It's the only score. It's been a defensive struggle featuring Simmons on both sides of the ball. The men in orange get the job done on Keldorf, and Dre Bly with a big fumble trying to return a punt. 7-0 Clemson. Timeout. Jack Arute, Dan Fouts, I'm Brent Musburger. We start the second quarter at Clemson with the Tigers up by 7, and they've got a 3rd and 15 right at midfield now against North Carolina's Tar Heels. Horn is the motion wide out to put 3 wides on the right side, and Green will run and goes to the 48 for only a couple of yards. Greg Ellis makes the stop, so Clemson will be punting again. And Jack Arute, what's the injury situation?
Well, we've got a full list of them. Let's first talk about Raymond Priester. They are going to continue to run him, but he is only at about 7/10 speed. In addition to that, as you take a look, we have also found out that Brian Wolford has gone into the inside, and they're going to x-ray his hand. And then Nate Brown, boy, it's a mouthful. He has a sore shoulder. He hurt it in the last offensive series. They're going to try and keep him playing as well.
Yeah, he just checked back in, Jack. He's going to return this punt. That's probably why he wasn't in last time, and they used Bly. Fair catch called for by Brown at the 12-yard line. Let's remind you of some programming ahead on ABC Sports. Let's take a look. The United States has qualified for France, and they still have another qualifier against El Salvador. Some of the stars perhaps will rest. They don't want to risk not having them eligible when they go over to France next summer. So the United States in, but you can watch and see what kind of a team we've got tomorrow against El Salvador. That's on ABC.
Now, when you get 2 great defenses like we have today, you're going to play a game of field position. And one thing Tommy West told his ball club this week is it's okay if we punt. And if we pin our opponent back deep in their own end and just let our defense get some turnovers.
You wonder if maybe the Tar Heels will sit in here with Linton and see if they can get that running game going. They found a soft corner. Here's the toss to him, running to the left. Cuts away, nothing doing that time. Might not even have gained a yard. You could see Childress, 99. He was all over that play that time. Second down and 10 coming up for the Heels. Barnes goes off to the left. He's the senior, split in from Wilson. Had great speed, underwent a major knee operation a couple years ago, but he's still a big play man. Delay, Linton, couple of yards, and it's going to be about a 3rd and 9 coming up here. Didn't get anything done, and Keldorf and the Tar Heels simply not moving the ball.
And I'm surprised they haven't come out throwing with this first possession with the wind at their back. I know they're backed up a little bit, but you got to give the quarterback a chance. They clearly feel they have an advantage throwing the ball against the secondary of Clemson.
Here comes the pass play. Nate Brown is slotted. He could be the feature man here. Barnes is outside him, looking underneath, and had it incomplete. It was Nate Brown who came out of the slot, cut to the sideline, and here, this is the kind of defensive game we've got. 49 yards for Clemson, 44 for North Carolina, being dominated by the two defenses, and Horn goes to return this punt.
And the other thing you got to factor in now is your kicking game. And right now, Clemson has got the advantage.
So Brian Schmitz will try it again. Clemson backs a short man out. Rush 9. Schmitz line drives. Horn escapes the first man. 45. Cuts back to the middle of midfield. Dances now to the 48. And he's down the 45-yard line. That was a fine return by the Clemson wide receiver. Coach West has to be very concerned, though, about the penalties. They're killing Clemson, even though they're ahead by 7. We'll be right back. Clemson leading 7-0, a great battle within the battle. Horn versus Bly, and they have been battling. The Clemson wide receiver against the corner for North Carolina. And remember, it was Horn who hit Bly and forced that fumble on the punt. Horn also a punt returner, but Bly not one of the fellows down there trying to tackle him. Slight edge to number 7 because remember, Clemson's ahead. So here's first down and 10, 45 yards for another Clemson score. Priester returns again, but nothing doing that time. About a yard on the play will make it second down and 9 for the Tigers offense.
You got to admire his heart, but I think he's got to take himself out of the game and just give it up. He's hurting his team if he cannot play at 100%. This is a real shame because here's a guy that's their career leader carrying the ball, has had a fantastic career and really wanted to have a big day in his last home game.
Well, remember, Clemson scored after a turnover, but 4 of their other 5 possessions have been 3 and out. Green keeps it. Nothing doing to the 41-yard line. This is going to make it 3rd and 6. Newman with the hit. Tough defense to move the ball against unless you've got wide receivers like the Seminoles. They caught that ball and they took off for extra yards, but Clemson's not that kind of an offense.
Very few offenses have those type of receivers that can catch the little curl and a little out and turn it around and take it down the sidelines. Clemson running the option sparingly today, but right now their best running back is Nealon Green.
Sanders and Austin are the 2 running backs for the Tigers. Play fake. Green's under pressure, did just get it off as he was being hit by the backside by Bonnie Holiday, number 90. There's a young man going to be playing on Sunday. Watch number 90.
Number 90, the bottom of the screen, and also watch number 53, Kay Mays. This is a double team right there. One from back, one from the back, one from the front. Incomplete pass.
3 and out again. 5 of 6 series. Laird, your punter, and Nate Brown standing back around the 10-yard line. And it comes up, backs up, Waits to see what's going to happen here with Laird. Laird will try to drop it inside the 10 if he can. Hangs it high but short. Signal for the fair catch. Nate Brown gambles, runs up, makes the play at about the 29-yard line. So tonight's lineup on ABC looks like this. There's a movie some of you remember, Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult, and the practice. That's what you'll see tonight starting at 8 Eastern time.
That was a great catch by Nate Brown on that punt. You know, he had the fair catch going, and I think that the punter for Clemson, Richardson, or rather Laird, made a mistake in trying to pooch that one because he's kicking it against the wind and only got a 12-yard punt off.
So as a result, Keldorf and the Tar Heels will see what they can do. Fake Linton under pressure. Simmons all over him. Penalty flag comes down as Keldorf goes in a heap down at the 19-yard line. Man, Simmons was in there in a hurry. He'll decline that one against Mac Brown. Watch Anthony Simmons, number 41, come free.
There he is right there. And, you know, if you're going to hold somebody, hold them, you know. Not sure where the penalty. It looked like they just blew right through there. But Simmons wanting to show the other Simmons that his 41 is the number 1 today. Rarely do you have two great players wearing the same numbers with the same last name, but that's what we got today with Anthony Simmons, 41 in orange, and Brian Simmons, 41 in white.
Second down and 19. The toss. And Mike Jeter, the senior, with his first carry of the game. And let us check in with Jack Arute.
Well, Dan Fouch, you were talking about how tight Mr. Keldorf is. Well, he goes off on the sidelines after each series. He gets on the headset, listens to the booth, but then he goes up and he talks to Oscar Davenport. Davenport, on the crutches, has been trying to loosen Keldorf up. Last time out, he actually broke into a smile. Keldorf, that is. So maybe he is beginning to loosen up just a bit.
Third down and 12 for the Heels. Keldorf hit as he released, but he's got an open man. He's got Brown. A pass under enormous pressure that time by Chris Keldorf as Bromell was all over him. Keldorf with a 21-yard play, and it's the most important offensive play of the first half for the Heels.
Sometimes jokes on the sidelines can loosen you up, but nothing like completing a pass under duress. Big hit there by Bromell, number 91. But the pass is perfect to Nate Brown.
The Tar Heels with a first down from their 47-yard line. See if Keldorf can build off that success. Gonna go again into the flat using Linton. Linton inside the 45-yard line. This will leave the Heels with second and short. Edwards with the defensive hit for the Tigers, and suddenly the Heels starting to open it up a little bit on the outside where you have to attack Clemson on the flanks.
And really good play selection by Greg Davis and the offensive staff of Carolina, because you come right back and you give your quarterback an easy completion like that, and his confidence is just going to grow that much more.
Clemson shows cover 2 again. Soft underneath, second down. Here's Linton, but he's banged up by the heart of that defensive line. Anthony Simmons. What a fine-looking linebacker he is so far today. Number 41 has been all over the field defensively.
You know, the Clemson on defense is number 5 in the nation, but they're only number 3 in their own conference stopping the run. But 41 is a great player. He can do it in a line of scrimmage, and he can put pressure on the quarterback.
Third down and 1 for the Heels. The toss. Linton cuts for the first down, spins to the 37-yard line, and the Heels on the move again. Their deepest penetration of the game.
The one thing about any good defense, we got 2 of them today, is they pursue very well. Well, as a running back, you got to look for your cutback lane then. Look at all the orange shirts going left. Linton cuts back against the grain and picks up the first down. Excellent job by the I tailback.
Let's see what North Carolina gets out of first down this time. To the short side of the field, they'll line up with a slot. Tight end is off to the wide side. Keldorf slides his backs out, nothing doing, and Simmons is on him again. Number 41 playing a great game here today. He's out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. He's a junior linebacker, and he is a dandy.
And nobody seems to want to block him, Brent. He's coming right through the hole. Number 76, Mike Gimble, can barely get a left hand on him. Can't even get enough to tackle him or hold him.
Just about as overpowering a job as I've seen from a linebacker this year. Second down and 18 from that stand-up position. 8th play of the drive coming. Certainly the Tar Heels' longest drive of the game. Remember, they need 18 yards. They must reach the 27-yard line. Keldorf steps away and has to use the flat on the bounce and take the incompletion. He was under pressure again.
I'm surprised that Carolina isn't going more with the quicker 3-step drop to get rid of the ball, or maybe move Keldorf a little bit more out of the pocket. Very mediocre play fake that time. Good pressure around his ankles, and then he's forced to throw it away.
Dan, in watching the performance of them attempt to block Simmons, it's kind of easy to see how the Noles got all those sacks last week against Mac Brown and the Tar Heels. They've been opening up daylight, delayed sacks, coming with the linebackers, moving them around. 3rd down and 18. They'll see if they can get Stevens and Brown into this game. Keldorf goes deep. Battle for the ball. Got it. Got it at the 1-yard line. L.C. Stevens from Clinton, North Carolina. Number 5 with the biggest play of the game so far for the Heels. 44 yards.
Defensive coordinator Reggie Herring said he was worried about the size of number 5. L.C. Stevens going over Mike Allen, 6'5" against 5'10". But watch Allen out-jump Stevens, but not make the play on the ball. Great concentration by L.C. Stevens. But how did Mike Allen not make a play on that ball?
Now they line it up at 1st and goal for the 1-yard line. Movement on the left side. Penalty flags. The left side of the offensive line moved before Linton popped into the end zone, and that could be a huge mistake by the Tar Heels.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5 yards, still first down.
Well, you talk about a critical mistake. Inches away from the end zone, and now you're 5 yards, and this 5 are the toughest 5 on the entire football field.
And there's the man calling those defensive signals. Reggie Herring with the call in. Much easier to defend 1st and 6 than it is 1st and goal from that 1-yard line. Mac Brown with a few words for the tight end who was over on the left side as he came off the field. The long reach to Linton, nothing doing. They jumped that play right now.
And they're so good at getting off blocks. It's a slow developing play, almost like a draw play. And by the time Linton gets the ball, the Clemson Tigers are off the blocks and they're in the backfield and giving the tailback no place to go with it.
You think of some of the defensive players playing on Sunday out of this school. Chester McLaughlin, Michael Dean Perry, Levon Kirkland. They've got some defensive linemen coming out of Clemson. This will be tough going now. 2nd down and 5. Let's see if the Heels will put it up on the swing pass. Keldorf eyes the defense straight back. Waits for a slant. High, incomplete. And it's 3rd down and goal for the Heels now. L.C. Stevens, the intended receiver.
Now Michael Allen was determined to make a play. Here he is right here. This is a post pattern by Stevens. Gets inside. Well, ball is well overthrown and very tight coverage, and an exclamation point put on by Antoine Edwards. The watch for Stevens on the fade route where he can use that 6'5" to out-jump the shorter defensive backs.
Now on 3rd down and goal. Dave Brown moves toward the scrimmage line. Keldorf straight back, fires middle, got him.
And Brown cutting right into the middle for the touchdown for the Tar Heels. And they're an extra point away from a tie. So third down, the big down for the Heels on this drive.
It's a great pass by Keldorf, but the defensive back, number 10, Michael Allen, falls down. That allows Brown to find the open area in the back of the end zone for the easy score.
And here's the extra point. Josh McGee. Left-footed kicker. Looks steady in the pregame warm-up. Pounds this one through to tie the game with 5:40. So third and goal from the 5 for the touchdown, but the biggest play of the drive. Remember, this was 3rd and 18 when Keldorf went 44 yards and L.C. Stevens hung on at the 1-yard line. Then after a penalty, it was this third down pass, and it was Nay Brown, the junior from Reidsville, North Carolina. Timeout. We're tied at 7. ABC Sports presentation of college football is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? Chili's Grill and Bar, home of the Big Mouth Burgers. Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics. People who know use Valvoline. And MetLife. Get Met. It pays. Deadlocked at 7 in Death Valley, North Carolina. A non-winner down here since 1980 when a fellow by the name of Lawrence Taylor and famous Amos Lawrence was the running back on that Tar Heel team. Here's Schmitz to kick it off. Edwards and Horn are back deep. They're standing at the Tigers' 6-yard line. Edwards from the 1. 10-yard line. Spun at the right side. Cuts back. Down at the 24-yard line where it'll be first down for Nealon Green. And the Tigers, Dan, have yet to show us a real sustained attack coming up. And defensively, though, they're doing a job.
Well, this could have been Clemson's 4th sack of the first half, but Simmons just a little bit late. And usually if you're late down this end of the field, it's bad news.
But they are going to have to deal with number 41 before this Saturday is over, partner. Wow.
You can say number 41 Simmons all afternoon.
Can't be wrong. First down and 10. Austin and Sanders are the running backs. And it'll be Green on first down into the middle. Hit his tight end for about 9 yards. Lamont Hall, the tight end, took a hit. He's out of Clover, South Carolina. And John Saunders, what's up with the UCLA and Washington?
Well, Brent, as you know, they both need to win to get to the Rose Bowl. Cade McNown, 47 yards over the top to Jim McElroy, who has a couple of steps on the defenders and has a touchdown. Point after good. It's all tied up at 14 apiece. Brent.
Dan, why does he remind me of Kenny Stabler?
Well, he's left-handed, Brent. How's that?
Might be the one.
And you know what? I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, I do too.
I know Stabler was pretty good.
Get down at 2. Toss play for the Tigers, short of that first down as they attempt to run it that time, and stepping into the hole that time for the Heels was Nate Hopgood Chittick. There's another one of those great names on this Tar Heel team.
Yeah, not many teams have one Hopgood. These guys got 2 of them. This guy's got 2 last names.
Gonna be third down and a long yard.
This is where they really miss Raymond Priester.
They are 0 for 5 on third down. Sam Zanders out of Arlington, Virginia. They haven't converted a third down yet today. The toss. Sanders cut off, cuts back. Great defense that time by number 31, Dre Bly. Their great corner came up and read that play perfectly.
They're going to be forced to run more option today, but you don't really want to run an option in short yardage like that against athletes like Dre Bly and Brian Simmons. Both of them on the left side of the screen are going to come up here. Simmons takes away the quarterback, and then there's the pitch. Right there is Bly, and right there is Simmons.
It doesn't look, does it, Dan, like Clemson can go the hard way against this defense. They're going to need a break. Big play.
They've already had enough breaks, though. First half, 2 turnovers. Only were able to score off of one of them.
Kevin Laird punting it. Dave Brown blocked. Punt is
blocked. Carolina's on it. Their ball. First down from the 17-yard line. Liggins, the senior safety, number 21, barrels in from the middle and blocks the punt. Take a second look.
Jomo Liggins comes in clean and smothers this ball right off the foot of Laird. He comes right up the middle, makes the personal protector miss. John Thompson, number 44, and it is all over that ball. Tremendous turnover. Great field position now for Carolina as the first half winds down.
Octavus Barnes is split out to the left. It's a slot formation to the wide side of the field for Keldorf and the heels. The toss to Linton. Looks for daylight. He was searching too long inside, and Simmons and his teammates simply cut off the outside and threw him back for a loss.
Something about that he who hesitates thing, huh? Linton came up there in line of scrimmage. You just got to take the first little crack you see and go with it. These guys are too good on defense, too quick fighting off blockers and making tackles.
Trying to make something happen defensively on 2nd and 11. Keldorf eyes the men in orange. Just inside the 20-yard line. Fires. Barnes cuts back. Still cuts. Ooh, and he's hit at the 15-yard line by number 53, Raheem Abdullah. Sophomore linebacker. He's the bandit linebacker, and he's the fellow who snapped off the interception in overtime against Duke and went the distance for the touchdown that ended that game. And Mac Brown over on that sideline knows how tough it is to move against this defense. 3rd down and 7. Counterpart across the way. West hoping for another big play. 3rd down and 7. Backs are split for Keldorf. Keeps a protector. Tries to step away. Still up. Still going. Slides right and throws it away. But Keldorf able to stay up and not go down, even though he was under enormous pressure. Brommel had come off his block. Simmons was in on him again.
This is a 3-point play right here, or potentially a 3-point play, because he doesn't take the sack to push his kicker out of range. He doesn't throw the interception. Keeps his wits about himself, his head up, looking all the time down the field. Great throw away back by Chris Keldorf.
McGee, the 32-yarder. This for the lead. Well, how about that when he hit the upright? Indeed. Looks good warming up prior to the game. Try to do this again. And we stay tied at 7. It indeed is a Death Valley for the Tar Heels. Today we look to this week in college football. The year 1969, as Smith Barney remembers Woody Hayes and the defending national champions from Ohio State paid a visit on a young coach by the name of Bo Schembechler and the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan taking a late lead, and they win it 24-12. And Bo gets a free ride off the field. They'll meet again next week. Here Clemson after the missed field goal on 1st down. That is Austin, the freshman from right here in Clemson, and he follows the left side of his offensive line for about a yard, and they think he's going to be a good one down the road, but it's awfully tough for a freshman here in the game.
Yeah, it's tough for a freshman anywhere, especially when you're playing behind a great player like Raymond Priester. It appears that Tommy West is very satisfied with his 7-7 tie. He has 3 timeouts, but he's just going to be content to let the clock run down.
But that 7th drive, the scoring drive, after a turnover. Final minute of the half. They're going to work away at the clock, and that is number 5, Austin again. He's lined up at both fullback and tailback as they rotate those 2 positions here at Clemson. Witherspoon performed the same duty a week ago against Duke.
Timeout, Carolina.
Carolina wants a timeout now because they want the ball back after the punt. And the way they blocked that last one, who knows, they may come again.
Well, certainly will have the attention of Kevin Laird. You know, those punters and kickers, they can be not so much a little squirrely, but they do have a tendency to think about negatives.
Dan, let me ask you this. In our discussions with Mac Brown, he said that the coaches attempted to emphasize the positive. They perhaps got their head back in the next game. He felt around Wednesday or later in the week. Now, at this point, after struggling in the first half, let's just say you're Mac Brown. Do you take a more aggressive approach with these youngsters, or do you continue to emphasize the positive coming off that debacle against Florida State?
The advantage he has is in Chris Keldorf. I mean, Keldorf was all ACC last year, and what Mac Brown wants, and I think he has now, is a confident quarterback. We saw in that last drive with the touchdown pass to Nate Brown, that here's a guy that was working a lot better than he was earlier in the game. So I think coming out in the second half, that Brown will open up the offense and let his quarterback go after the weak secondary of Clemson.
Someone has got to block number 41 to give Keldorf enough time, or he ain't getting anything off.
Good point. Good point. But he got that one off just in time, though, for the touchdown,
yes,
right?
He did. You're right. 3rd down and 3. Carolina doesn't want to give another chance. Sanders and Austin are the running backs. Here comes the blitz. Green rolls away from it. Going to try to run for it himself, and he's not going to get it against this great North Carolina defense. Greg Ellis, possible #1 draft choice, and the timeout gets used again. 36 seconds, and John Saunders will fill us in on what's coming up your way at halftime here on the Clemson, North Carolina broadcast.
Coming up on Valvoline Halftime 97, games with the Rose Bowl hanging in the balance. We'll have the highlights.
And we'll also talk about some of the crazy going-ons in the polls here the last couple of weeks.
It's all coming up on Valvoline Halftime 97.
Brent Todd looks a little bit happier at this halftime this week than he did last week, doesn't he?
Yes.
A little more chipper.
Didn't like it when those Nittany Lions got pummeled by the Wolverines after he said they were going to win at home last week.
Yeah, he called it right today, though.
Nate Brown and Kevin Laird will do battle here. Laird, the punter. Remember that last one was blocked, so watch the middle. They came right up the middle. Jomo Leggins, he blocked that one. Dre Bly moving around, trying to find some daylight. He gets down now in a 3-point stance, and they're still jumping around. They're still looking to gang up on that center. Here they come again up that middle. Oh, they were almost there again. Good punt under pressure. Brown fair catch at the 29-yard line. 30 seconds for Carolina. 43-yard punt. Now watch, because the key thing here is they didn't touch him. They didn't rough him. No penalty, but they were right there again.
Yeah, that's great athleticism by Lions to avoid roughing the punter. He can't get to it. Don't knock the punter down.
Actually, I think the punter should have gone down and gone for the Academy Award that time. Don't you usually teach a punter to do that, Coach?
You know, the poor guy just got one snuffed off his foot. He's not thinking about any Academy Awards, pal. Just kick this ball.
Let's see what Keldorf and the Heels can come up with here. They got one timeout remaining. Using 2. Get the ball back now with 30 seconds. They'll flood it with receivers.
He'll go left side and deep. Barnes has got it on the move. 15, 10, down at the 4-yard line. That's L.C. Stevens. L.C. Stevens makes another big play. His 44-yarder set up their touchdown, and now he has done it again. He goes 67 yards.
This is a great pass by Keldorf as he throws it deeper than the deepest defender for Clemson. Crutchfield, the safety, number 30. And Stevens takes it all the way down inside the 5. And this is one way to pump up those stats and your quarterback and your offense. 2 long bombs to L.C. Stevens.
Great credit here goes to the Carolina coaching staff. Remember, when they saw that Clemson might be forced to punt, they quickly used 2 timeouts. Got the ball back. And here's what Stevens has accomplished today. 2 huge bombs to him. The one on 3rd down, and now this one giving him a total of 111 yards here in the first half, and it is going to be 1st and goal.
He's one of those real tall, lanky receivers. Doesn't look like he's running real fast, but because he's 6'5", he really is eating up a lot of ground. Got to give the offensive line some credit here, too, as they keep Terry Jolly away from the quarterback. Good job by Jeff Saturday there. You can see Keldorf had a good vision of his receiver and good adjustment to the ball by Stevens. And now he's just hoping that that goal line gets there a little bit sooner.
The one thing Carolina has to keep in mind here, no timeouts left and 18 seconds. They cannot take a sack. Keldorf's got to get rid of the ball. They got to move it fast.
And they cannot throw the ball unless it's thrown into the end zone, because they cannot afford to bring out their kicker without any time left to kick the field goal.
Stevens is split out to the left. Brown is slotted. They're going to bring Linton in motion to the short side of the field, and Keldorf looks in zone, tosses, and penalty flag thrown in the corner on the fade pattern. The penalty flag thrown at Damon Ward, number 22, the junior corner, who had coverage on that side. Four seconds off the clock. Here's the ISO.
Yeah, Ward had coverage, and so did we. Here's the isolation, and Ward's going to reach out and grab
on the defense.
Stevens. Easy call for the official. Ball will now be placed at the 2-yard line.
Which gives them the option with 14 seconds of running if they want to try it. With 14 seconds to go, they'd have to quickly get up and stop it. They split the backs. 14 seconds. They'll throw. Keldorf, fade other way. High juggle, incomplete. You'll see Stevens goes high in the air. Antoine Edwards, the corner on that side, and now 9 seconds.
Man, I think you got enough time to run one more play, especially this type of play. It's a post corner route by Stevens, and what Stevens has got to do right here is he's got to kick the ball up in the air and let somebody else run under it for the touchdown.
But here comes Josh McGee, the 19-yarder. Great view from behind. Left-footed kick into the teeth of the Tiger fans on the hill. For the lead. Good. And North Carolina with time down to 5 seconds, puts 3 on the board, but they had an extra 5 seconds to work with. And West has got to feel fortunate to surrender only a field goal.
You know, with 9 seconds to go, a short pass, 3-step drop, throw the fade. You obviously have a lot of time, if it's incomplete, to then bring out your place kicker and let him kick the field goal. I would have liked to have seen Mack Brown give this guy one more chance and throw into number 5. Stevens, remember, Stevens is 6'5" and has been making the big plays all day for Mack Brown.
Here's an ISO look at Mack Brown, and he'll take the field goal and the lead.
He's happy he made it too, isn't he?
I don't want to miss that situation. I suppose now you could kick it along the ground here and run it out. Horn is back deep, standing inside the 5-yard line. But it was the big play to number 5. That was the difference. Along the ground, and the final 5 seconds tick away here on our first half. They're going to come up with the lateral play. They're going to put it back in Horn's hands. He'll come around and look for an alley now at the 30, 35, 40. Got a blocker in front of him. Cuts free and down to the 44-yard line. So an exciting conclusion to a first half that saw North Carolina take a 10-7 lead. A field goal difference at halftime with John Saunders and Todd Blackledge coming up next. But it was L.C. Stevens, 6'5", 213 pounds, using the size and his speed on this pass from Chris Keldorf.
This set up the difference, a field goal, with North Carolina leading Clemson 10-7. Halftime is next with John Saunders.
Indeed, Brent, coming up on Valvoline Halftime 97, all the day's scores and highlights, including a wild one out west in the Pac-10. Cade McNown having a great day. Rolls out to his left, then comes back to the right to Skip Hicks. And then nice little move right there, and he's off to the races for the touchdown. UCLA takes the lead 21-20. Michigan, meantime, has the lead over Wisconsin as they have not stumbled thus far. That one is at halftime. We'll also have a look at Florida State and Nebraska. It's all coming up. Stay with us.
D for defense. North Carolina 10, Clemson 7. ACC battle at stake for Carolina. A possible entry into the Alliance Bowl rotation. For Clemson, a bowl bid period. A short high kickoff by Carolina to start the second half. It is fumbled at the 26-yard line, but Clemson with Fox pouncing on the ball. And here are the plays that stood out. Clemson was stifled except for this series when they went 4 plays, 24 yards. It's Green reached into the end zone. But it was Keldorf going airborne to L.C. Stevens. And then Nay Brown for the tying touchdown. And in the final seconds of the first half, it was Stevens' long reception of 67 yards and a field goal, and that's where we now stand at 10-7. Clemson coming out from its own 27-yard line. First down and 10. The fullback for a yard. And Jack Arute, how about the two coaches at halftime? What they have to say?
Brent, both of them were very upbeat. Tommy West told the Clemson Tigers, look, we're only down by 3 points. We shut them out there at a time when we have to begin to show some patience. On the other side of the ball, however, Coach Mack Brown was very upbeat. He told his players, look, we were slow getting started. Now we go to the third quarter. We want to build momentum. And he said, winners control the fourth quarter. That's what I want you to do.
Second down and 9 for Clemson from the shotgun. Green blocked, and it's picked off. Hold on now. Hold on. It was batted back into Green's hands. But it must have been whistled down. Is all I can think of. I'm not sure that this ball ever hit the ground. Let me see what happens here.
That's number 87. Greg Ellis hits the ball. It knocks off the back of the offensive lineman. That is a complete pass. And the officials blew this call right now.
There's an inadvertent whistle on the play. The offense will replay the down. Second down.
Oh, man.
Oh, this is a heartbreaking move because, of course, the other side of this, you don't know how North Carolina would have responded had there not been a whistle. Watch again now. It comes back, ricochet. There it's blocked off a helmet.
Comes back off of Corey Halsey, and Green very alertly picks it up. Now he goes down the sidelines and had the first down. It's a real bad break for Clemson. Good break for Carolina.
Second down and 9 now. As a free down on the blown play by the officials. High, incomplete. Wolford. We're going to take one more look here from the end zone at this play that was whistled down.
Watch number 87, Greg Ellis, loop to the inside. He's going to block this pass. It bounces off of number 71, Halsey. And now watch Green. Looked like Ellis did quit when he heard the whistle, or he might have stopped Green before he got down that sideline.
Well, this is third down, and Clemson is 0 for 7 on third down. They've had 8 possessions prior to this, 3 and out on 7 of them, and they're going 3 and out now for the 8th time in 9 possessions. As we take a look at our Dean Witter numbers from the first half, you can see that it is a 3-point game. And Dan, obviously not much offense in this one.
No, the only points here for Clemson came off of one of these turnovers. But you look at the sacks, it's been all Clemson. It's a defensive battle. We have a 3-point game.
Nay Brown set to return one. Key moment in this game came when Carolina blocked the punt, and they were coming on a second one. 10 men lined up for the Tar Heels. Now they back one off. Beautiful punt under these circumstances, down into the end zone as Laird bangs one 69 yards. And you can see just how sluggish it was for both offenses.
They both on both their scoring drives, they started off on their own 29, and they got the big pass plays to L.C. Stevens to bring the offense on down the field. They were not able to take advantage of some pretty good field position. All these guys have got headsets on. Look at this. I wonder what radio station they're listening to.
First down and 10 for Keldorf. This is Linton on a cutback. 4 yards on first down, makes it second down and 6, and Raymond White, the nose man, cleaning up that time. Well, there's no question the MVP on the Tar Heel offense is L.C. Stevens, number 5, 6'5", with a huge advantage on these smallish corners. So let's keep an eye on him as he comes down to the short side of the field. Edwards, soft, he's off of him about 8 yards. Keldorf's going to throw the other side. And very close to a first down. Crumpler, the tight end. See where they mark the ball. Needs to reach the 30-yard line for the first down.
You know, this is the exact same play that Crumpler threw, or Keldorf threw the one hopper to Crumpler. This time it's a very nice pass. Nate Brown gets out in front, gives his tight end a block, and brings up a third down and inches.
Linton is the tailback. He's off to Keldorf's right in a split back look. And Keldorf bucks ahead for the first down for North Carolina, keeping the drive alive. Jack Arute.
Brent, the cheering that you hear right now in Death Valley is not coming from the Clemson fans, but rather it's coming from the 10,000 or so North Carolina Tar Heel fans. That makes Mack Brown smile. At halftime, he told his players, it's very important to take the Death Valley crowd out of this game. He said, we did it in the last, 3 or 4 minutes. And then he said, gentlemen, where else and what sport can you play when you can silence 80,000 people with your performance?
They are indeed quiet right now. First down for Carolina. The crowd will climb back in, and Clemson claiming they recovered it over there on that side. They're claiming the ball was down. Yes, indeed. There's a fumble on that side. Clemson has recovered it, and back come 80,000 throats.
The amazing thing to me, though, is it took our referee to convince the official on that side that this indeed was a fumble.
That's the third turnover of the game. Carolina protesting that he was down.
Nope, it's a fumble. The ball is out.
No
but
question.
The official does not make the call right away. That was standing right there.
Abdullah wraps up the loose ball. The turnover situation. Clemson's only score came after a turnover. Now the Tigers with 29 yards to go. See what they can do this time. Here's the toss. Back in is Priester, and he rushes for about 3 yards before he is wrapped up. Holiday was in on that stop for Carolina that time. Jack Arute.
Well, Brent, Raymond Priester is back in the game, as you said. One of the things they did at halftime is they took the soft cast, the soft brace off of Raymond, and they put a hard brace on. It's a very hard plastic. They retaped him. They feel now that if he can go, he should be able to go at about 95%.
Facing a 2nd and 9. He's in the backfield with Austin. Play fake. And Green's in trouble. Going down at the 34 in the arms of Greg Ellis, number 87.
First sack of the day for North Carolina, 7th on the year for Greg Ellis, and he was not going to let Green pull away from him. Bottom of the screen is Ellis. He gets right around Holland Postel, and now it's just this is why they call it a sack. He just throws him down like it's a big old bag of flour, big sack of flour.
No offense at all against this tough Tar Heel defense. 3rd down and 14. Got to try to get the ball into Tony Horn's hands, number 7. Green looks for the slot man, covered down, fires high, deflected on a ricochet, picked off. Dre Bly
with the ricochet interception for the Tar Heels, and the big play, the first turnover by Clemson, and they're claiming that there's a face mask against Clemson. So hold on here now. This penalty may bail the Tigers out.
While the pass was in flight, grasping the face mask on the defense, 5 yards previous spot, still third down.
That'll move the ball up inside the 30-yard line. They must reach the 20 for a first down.
There's the face mask was against the quarterback here. This is a great play by Bly as he comes over the top. Looked like Horn was going to make the catch on his back. The ball was forced over the middle to Marcus Martin, or rather to Gardner, number 23 there. The ball goes up in the air, but Clemson gets another break.
Third down and 9 for the Tigers.
Green fires high, deflected incomplete, and he picked it off. He got that one again on a ricochet.
And it's Reggie Love this time, as again Green is trying to force the ball down the middle to number 7, Tony Horn. Omar Brown with his hands on the ball. Reggie Love with the dive, and Carolina gets the ball back.
Back to back, and this time it counts for the Tar Heels. We'll be right back.
Well, Dan, we come back, and again, it's a turnover. Here's the interception.
Well, he's trying to get the ball to Tony Horn. Tony Horn only has 1 catch today. He only has 2 in the last 3 years against Carolina. He's frustrated, and the quarterback's forcing the ball and throwing interceptions now.
So Chris Keldorf coming out from the Tar Heels, 7-yard line. Saturday points out the blocking. Linton slants off to the left, cuts back. And down at the 13-yard line with a good first down run there.
Stop by number 45, Harold Dean.
And there you can see the comparison. Nealon Green struggling. Was saved on the 1 interception, but not on the second one. Keldorf, the only touchdown pass of the game, and 184 yards. So a big difference in the passing department here. Second down and 5. From behind Linton. They'll use him again behind the fullback in the middle of that defense for the Tigers. Too tough.
Now, one guy just who refuses to quit playing hard on every play is Brian Simmons, rather Anthony Simmons. Brian doesn't either. This is the guy in orange, number 41. Watch as he takes the corner and runs the running back down from behind.
Tar Heels need 3 yards. Leading by a field goal. Clemson crushes the box. There was movement. Keldorf fires, and I believe Barnes snapped it down for the first down at the 28-yard line.
This was a great catch by Octavus Barnes. And a pretty good throw by Keldorf as he throws it high and to the outside, away from the coverage, as Robert Carswell, number 9, comes over right there. Actually, that's Crutchfield, number 30. This is just a great throw and a great catch.
And the yellow flag did not fall as Octavus Barnes with 2 catches for 16 yards today. Keldorf on first down. In trouble down at the 23-yard line. Lorenzo Bromell doing an outstanding job. And John Saunders, what's going on with Michigan and Wisconsin?
Let's update the big one in the Big Ten. Michigan against Wisconsin. Opening drive of the second half. Mike Samuel just stays with it and finally gets it into the end zone from a yard out. So Wisconsin has a touchdown. They trail Michigan right now 16-10.
All right, John, there's a long way to go on that one in Madison. Here the Tar Heels are trying to bail themselves out. Second down and 13. 7 in the box for the Tigers this time. Split back look, and Keldorf's going to throw out of it. Fires high and intercepted at the 35-yard line by DeMarco Fox.
Penalty flag comes flying. DeMarco back to the 25-yard line, and the yellow comes out. That was a bad throw, Dan.
It's one of those zone blitzes where somebody gets right in the quarterback's face, and he's trying to throw it over the middle. We're going to have a couple of different calls here. An illegal block against Clemson on the return. But watch the zone blitz here. Here is Fox. Now he's going to play his zone right over the middle.
15 yards.
A couple of the defensive linemen drop out, and Keldorf just kind of flings it sidearm, Brent. Poor technique, poor mechanics by the quarterback, and that results in a very easy interception for the Tigers. Watch this throw. Watch him drop down like that. No business throwing over the middle, trying to hit his tight end Crumpler. Fox comes away with it.
But the penalty pushes the ball back to the 42, and Clemson's offense has not shown us that they can march 42 yards against the Heels here today. They went 24 after a turnover. This time they pop Austin free. The short man to the 29-yard line. 13 yards and a first down on that run for the freshman. That was a good-looking play.
And it was a touchdown-saving tackle by Omar Brown in the secondary for the Tar Heels. But the left side of the line, right here, watch these guys. Halsey 71, good block there. And watch that tackle by Brown.
That is only Clemson's second first down of the game. And this time they come back with their tailback, Priester, who has returned again, and he slams to the 21-yard line. Pickup of 8 yards for Priester.
And you know, Brent, Jack talked about the fact that they took off the soft cast, they put a hard cast on. He went from 70% now to 95%. I guarantee it, whatever cast you put on a guy's ankle, it doesn't take the pain away. This guy's playing with a lot of heart here. There you see the black cast now, the brace on his left ankle, but he is basically running on one leg and a whole big heart.
Second and short for Green and the Tigers. Priester with that heart inside the 20-yard line for another Tiger first down. So they have backed up first downs. And that is a rarity against this Tar Heel defense here this afternoon, trailing by a field goal.
Hey, you got some pretty good eyes, Brent. I think this is a little bit closer. They're going to say that he didn't quite get that first down, or are they going to measure? Man, I'd call for a measurement if I was Clemson right now. This is certainly close enough to bring the chains out to see exactly what you need to pick up the first down. And it also gives your offense a chance to rest. Now they call timeout. Amazing.
Timeout, Tigers.
Because clearly Green felt they had a first down. The play was sent in for a 1st and 10, and now it's 3rd and short. And we'll come right back. ABC Sports presentation of college football is brought to you by the new Dodge. It's about change. The Nicoderm CQ Stop Smoking Patch. You bring a commitment, CQ brings the rest. National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. And Dean Witter. There are many ways to measure success. Dean Witter measures success one investor at a time. Clemson 0 for 9 on 3rd down. They'll try to pick it up here with their 10th one. Priester is the tailback. Green will use the short man Austin, and he follows him over to the left side and keeping it for the first down. That's a little dangerous if somebody reads that fake and jumps the quarterback on that play. Let me tell you, folks.
I'm not sure this wasn't a broken play, Brent. It certainly wasn't one that it looked like you would want to draw up if it was a planned play. Both linebackers are right here, Simmons and Mays. I think he misses the handoff here to Austin, but heads up, goes in there and takes on the linebacker for the first down.
No question. First down and 10 from the 19-yard line. This time he did get the ball handed off to Austin. Reaches the 15-yard line.
Simpson with a tackle.
I talked to Carl Torbush, their defensive coordinator and linebacker coach of North Carolina, and he said, I asked him what type of offense does Carolina run during the week, and he said, well, you know, they run the option just enough to irritate you. And I think that because of the injury to Priester and the fact that he's not 100%, that the option may become even more important to Clemson in the second half.
That's Glenn Roundtree, the right guard, who's shaken up.
He's got some tree trunks for legs. There he is right here, number 75. It looks like a leg injury, obviously. One of those pile jobs. Yeah, right there. As Ebenezer Ecubon looks like he fell on him.
2nd and 5 for Green and the Tigers. That's Austin pounding away to the 11-yard line. So it looks like it's going to be, as you predicted, Dan, option football here for Clemson.
Well, the one thing about the option is it's quick hitting. If you get the ball and you get a hold to your fullback, then you kind of nullify the speed and quickness of the Carolina defense. And it's not too bad if you've got Green carrying the ball around the corner.
Now against this wonderful North Carolina defense, can Clemson find 3 yards on this 3rd down? Priester, no, nothing doing. 2nd effort. Oh, what a run by Priester. He was stuffed in the hole by Omar Brown, the free safety. There was no way, and he broke free. And on sheer determination, Priester showed you why the coaches love him in this football game. Take a look.
Well, and watch as he makes contact with Brown right there. He's going to spin off his left foot, his injured foot, and pick up the first down by dragging Greg Ellis down the field.
If Dre Bly had it to do all over again, he'd have closed on that free side. He let him slam free on that side, on that corner, and it is 1st down for Green and the Tigers. Priester again, and this time they quickly close on that open side as he spins at the 6-yard line. Nothing doing this time. They were aware of that. Simmons came over to help out Omar Brown this time.
Yeah, a little bit of a difference between Simmons coming in there and making the tackle and Dre Bly.
Second down and goal from the 7. Roundtree's ankle being retaped, and the word from Jackaroo down the sideline is he will probably be back in the game. And it's Austin with nothing doing, and it's 3rd and goal. Ecubon, number 86, making the stop, and they put themselves in a tough 3rd down. And of course here, Dan, Clemson does not want to make a mistake. They at least want to give themselves a chance for a tying field goal. I know that sounds very, very conservative down here, but this defense has been magnificent against Clemson today.
And you get the feeling that they are going to set it up for the field goal because Tommy West feels that his defense, and they've made the play all day, they've got 3 turnovers. He feels that his defense is every bit as good as Carolina's.
Well, here's your 3rd down. They line up in the eye, and Green's going to fake it and roll right, toss high, incomplete. Field goal time. No yellow flags down. And the field goal team trots onto the field for Clemson.
Rollout pass by Nealon Green. He's trying to hit Rod Gardner in the corner of the end zone. Gardner was held there just momentarily by, looked like number 21, Jomo Leggins.
David Richardson will kick it. Kevin Laird is the holder, and Elmer Bench with the job in the middle off the snap. The way the Tar Heels have been attacking that center position. So Richardson now for the tie, but watch the middle. Got it. And there's a penalty flag. Hold on. Linesman tosses a penalty flag. They cannot get a 1st down unless, of course, it's a major infraction, defensive holding or something in there. So let's.
Looks like a neutral zone violation.
Yeah.
They're not going to take
Offside.
these points off the board.
On the defense. Penalties decline. Field goal's good.
Yeah, 23-yard field goal by Richardson. West and the Tigers taking advantage of field position that time against Mac Brown and the Tar Heels have battled back into a tie. The defensive struggle continues in Death Valley when we return.
The Burger King play of the day. Michigan and Wisconsin. Brian Greasy at quarterback. Over to Charles Woodson. He fakes going upfield and then tosses it back to Greasy, who then takes it down to the 1-yard line to set up Michigan's first touchdown of the game as they're looking ahead to Ohio State leading 16-10. Brent.
All right, John, thank you very much. And here we're going to have a dandy of a fourth quarter again. We're tied at 10. 1:29 to go, and Clemson kicking off after the tying field goal by Richardson. And the ball is down on the tee at the 35-yard line. Here's the young man who nodded our score. Parquet and Black standing inside the 5-yard line for the Heels. Here we go. That's a great kickoff. 10-yard deep. Parquet's going to try it. And he is stopped way short of the 20. Time now for our Home Depot coaches fact. Let's focus in on Mac Brown. A slow start at North Carolina. You can see his first 2 years, 1 win and 10 losses. And then this decade, look at that. 65, 26-1 and 5 bowls. But this is a big bugaboo. He's tied at 10 with an injured player down on the field. And that is Chucky Parquet. He appears to be in pain. The young man just returned this kickoff. Take a look, Dan.
It was a real high kick, so that allowed Clemson to get great coverage. And it looks like it might be his right ankle, as there's just oh, he hurt it right there, turned it over, just trying to make a cut. And that will be a sprained ankle for Chucky Parquet, and a very painful one at that, as they carry him off the field. This field has really held up well. It rained very hard yesterday, and no indication that it's a sloppy field.
Dan, let's turn our attention. Here's the key to the game. 4 Carolina turnovers have resulted in 10 Clemson points. All 10 of their points have come off turnovers. They've played with a short field. Clemson's turned it over just 1 time, and Carolina unable to score off of it. Deadlocked at 10. 2 touchdowns. Defensive battle. Some great performers on both sides on these 2 defenses. Linton bangs into the heart of the Tigers defense. Harold Means, the inside linebacker, number 45, one of the orange jerseys. And a quick reminder about our doubleheader next week, the battle for the Rose Bowl. Ohio State goes to Ann Arbor to take on Michigan. Joe Germain and his passing will be needed in that one, then regional coverage. And Maryland, Georgia Tech in the second half of your double dip. Figures to be the game in ACC country. 2nd down and 8. Carolina lines up in the I, and they will use the fullback, and that is a strong run by Dion Dyer, the 250-pound sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia. Surprised him a little bit, huh, Dan?
Well, it's a quick hitter. We saw that Clemson have success with running the quick hitter against the Carolina defense. Well, very similar type of situation. That was a good play by Dyer. Picked up a lot of yards on a quick hitter right up the middle against the Tiger defense. But, you know, you get the feeling in this game that it's going to be a fumble, return for a touchdown, or an interception. The defense is going to score probably the winning points this afternoon.
So Dyer's first carry of the game results in a first down for the Tar Heels. Tough yardage indeed. First down's important now. Tense. This score is tied. We're at 10-10. So last 30 seconds. Linton is the tailback. On the toss, put that pound into the middle of the defense. You can see how many orange jerseys there. 1, 2, 3, 4. But 5 of them hit him after Anthony Simmons, number 41, hit him first. He was joined by 4 of his teammates on that hit.
Pick up of 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6 at the 29. That is the end of the third quarter.
So at the end of 3, Carolina and Clemson in a defensive Donnybrook, with turnovers being the key. The ricochet interception, and then the throw into center field, and Clemson converts that into a tying field goal. 15 minutes left in regulation. Could we be headed for overtime? We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Final 15 minutes. Clemson 10, North Carolina 10. Chris Keldorf replaced the injured Oscar Davenport last week against Florida State. Second down and 6 for the Tar Heels. We start the fourth quarter. Linton looking for the corner. Stopped at the 31-yard line. This will put them at about 3rd and 3.
Number 27, Jonathan Linton, tackled by number 12, DeMarco Fox. Pick up the 2 yards on the play. It's 3rd and 4 now for the Tar Heels.
And the crowd will tell you how important this 3rd down play is.
Keldorf shoveled it forward to Linton. He created a first down. What a creative play by Chris Keldorf as he was going down. He flipped the ball. Broomfield bringing him down toward the turf, and somehow Keldorf flipped it to Linton.
Well, here's Linton, and watch the quarterback trying to hit Nay Brown over the middle there, and with the left hand, no less, the flip to the outside and the 3rd down conversion for Carolina.
Remember that play. 1st down and 10. Straight back. Going to go deep. Put it up for his big man, who's got it again. Won't be stopped until he reaches the 6-yard line. L.C. Stevens, his 3rd home run pass. This one for 58 yards.
Well, here it is again. We've seen this twice in the first half. From the other side of the formation, Keldorf just going to let it rip to number 5, knowing the guy's 6'5" with jumping ability. Goes right up and takes it away from Michael Allen. 3 times now today, this combination has set up Carolina with wonderful field position.
LC stands for long catch. 44, 67, 58 yards. Now on 1st and goal. Linton powers, end zone, touchdown, Carolina leads it. But it was L.C. Stevens who set it up with the 58-yard reception.
Jonathan Linton carries Harold Means, number 45, into the end zone. Big touchdown as Carolina converts after the long completion.
Josh McGee. A 7-point Carolina lead, and the way their defense has played here today in Death Valley, that might be good enough. 17-10. Stevens on the day. 44 yards. 67 yards. And moments ago, 58 yards. 3 catches, 169 yards, and Carolina up by 7. Timeout. Here's the man of the hour as far as North Carolina Tar Heels and their fans are concerned right now. L.C. Stevens. What a day he is having here this afternoon. He's having a career day, isn't he? High kickoff. 3 yards deep, and they're going to gamble and bring it on out. Horn wants a play. Way short of the 20-yard line. Going down. Not a good decision. Tomorrow on on ABC. The World Cup qualifier, the United States already in, but they'll take on El Salvador tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern time. And then tomorrow night, your prime time lineup. Oliver Twist, wonderful movie for the whole family, starting at 7 Eastern, and then Medusa's Child. That's a mini-series tomorrow night. So there's the lineup. And here, Raymond Priester and Austin with Carolina's go-ahead touchdown here early in the fourth quarter. Still 13 minutes to go. Show blitz. Priester picks his way and then rams ahead and still going. What a running back named Desire that young man is for 4 yards here. Injured leg and all.
Clemson's going to have to get a lot more production out of their passing attack, though, in this fourth quarter if they're going to have any chance of tying up Carolina. Nealon Green is still looking for his first passing yard in the second half. And Tony Horn is still looking for his first reception of the second half.
2nd and 6, and Horn will try to shake and bake free. Over on the right wing, he's going to bring it down in motion. Put 3 wideouts on the left side. Look at Horn. Got him. And Horn cuts away at the 20-yard line. Very close to the first down. The spot will determine if the side judge has got it for him, and it's a first down Clemson. Omar Brown, the free safety, making the stop.
Well, finally, Horn finds a spot in the secondary where there's not 4 or 5 blue shirts, or blue numbers at least, around him. Does a nice job of hanging onto the ball as Brandon Spoon comes over. Number 44 tries to rip it loose. But you know, this senior here, he's playing his last home game here in Death Valley, playing against the bitter rivals.
That's what he's accomplished. His first completion in the second half moments ago. Now on first down, coming out for the 22-yard line. Sprints right. Got time. Deep down the right-hand side. Got an open man. Incomplete. That was Marcus Martin, a freshman wideout, and he was wide open, and he simply overthrew him. A missed opportunity.
Yeah, Green overthrows him, and Martin also was kind of stumbling and losing control of himself here. He's behind the secondary right there. It's Robert Williams, but the ball about 5 yards too far.
2nd and 10 for the Tigers from the 22.
4 wide receivers. 3 of them are to the left. That snap bobbled by Green, picks it up, going to go down at the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and long. Did Green simply box that one down, or was it a tough ball to handle?
It looked like the ball was pretty well snapped by Jason Gamble.
Yeah,
Green
right
took his eyes off it, and then has a tough time figuring out what to do with it after that. As Greg Ellis comes in along with Kay Mays and jumps on his back. We're seeing a lot of frustration, not only by Green, but by this entire Clemson offense. They've just been totally frustrated by this 3rd-ranked Carolina defense.
Yeah, facing a 3rd and 17. You can't make a living against this defense on 3rd and 17, can you, folks? There's Green back in the shotgun. They're coming. Throws deep and overthrows the 2 wideouts on that far side, and it's punt time. But there is a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage. There's a penalty flag down at the 18-yard line thrown by the side judge.
There is a flag on the play.
Against Clemson is the preliminary indication. Yes, indeed.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
That's a bit of an inexcusable penalty on 3rd and long in that situation from the shotgun and the time it took to run that play, Dan.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly who they called it on. That might have been one of the receivers lined up incorrectly, because there wasn't an offensive lineman downfield. Heck, they're busy enough trying to protect the quarterback in the backfield.
Carolina would love to close the deal here as quickly as they can. They start jumping around, and now they pull out. Brown is back deep on the punt. They were coming in again on the middle. Fair catch is the signal, and made at the 39-yard line. 61 yards away for the Tar Heels. Are up by 7 right now. 17-10, 10-27 when we return. The conclusion of this game, Dan and I will select the Chevrolet players of the game for both teams, and to date Chevrolet has awarded over $6.5 million to the scholarship funds of America's colleges and university. L.C. Stevens is a strong candidate to win that award for North Carolina today, isn't he? On first down, they put the ball in Linton's hands, who twists his way to the 42, and Anthony Simmons, number 41, overwhelming favorite to win it for Clemens. Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, Jonathan Linton knows the hard times. His family, in fact, his mother had to work 2 jobs. His father worked driving tractor trailers cross country. Then one day when he was a youngster, he got a phone call. Guess what? The family won $9 million in a lottery. So he's a lottery kid here.
Thank you, Jack. 9:54. Hit as he releases the ball. Lorenzo Bromell coming in on that one. And John Saunders, what's up with UCLA and Washington?
What's up? Well, Skip Hicks. Skip Hicks with 3 touchdowns in the game. This one, he takes the pitch from McNown, goes to the right side, breaks a couple of tackles, 37 yards on the touchdown. His second rushing touchdown of the game. He has 3. 38-20 UCLA. Brent.
So the Bruins putting a late rush on the Rose Bowl after that sluggish start when they were beaten by Washington State and Tennessee. 3rd down and 8. Keldorf gets one-on-one, goes deep, and that's got to be interference, no question about that.
Yeah, but you can hardly blame Michael Allen. Every time he's seen this long pass down the middle, L.C. Stevens has hauled it in. This time it was intended for Octavus Barnes. Michael Allen with the pass interference here. This ball may not have been catchable by Barnes, but because of that contact, we will never know.
15 yards, an automatic first down. Not the spot of the foul like it is in the National Football League. 9:45 to go.
Tar Heels all spotted to the 44.
So the ball is spotted at the 44-yard line. Keldorf checks the sideline for Mac Brown's play. Piece one of his wideouts.
Come on, Lee. I don't know about you, Brent, but I just throw me another long one. It seems to be working pretty good today.
Slot left. Linton comes in motion, and they go back to the fullback, and Clemson jumped that play. May have thrown him for about a yard loss. Means and Bromell. Monday night on ABC. I Survived a Disaster 3. And that'll be followed by the Bills and the Dolphins as the Bills hope to survive Dan Marino in Miami. Bills won a tough one up in some nasty weather in Buffalo a few weeks back. And so the Bills and the Fish are getting ready, huh? 2nd down. Linton on the draw. Slams to the 37-yard line, and this will leave Carolina with a 3rd and short. And the coaches for Carolina want to keep that clock moving now. They've got it run down to 8 minutes and 50 seconds left here.
But even if they don't gain another yard and they just punt the ball back deep into the Clemson end, Clemson's shown no ability to drive the ball against this Carolina defense.
Third down and 3. Keldorf. High, and I'll tell you, if the defensive back had played the ball instead of the man, first of all, he wouldn't have got the penalty. And secondly, he'd had a chance, ladies and gentlemen, at an interception. If Ward had come around the outside of the receiver that time, he'd have had a shot at it.
I think they're going to call this ball uncatchable.
It is, as far as the receiver is concerned, but not the defensive back.
Well, the receiver is Dyer right here, number 38. He's pushed by Damon Ward. Ball was well overthrown, and one of the officials talked the other one out of calling the flag, and I think that's a good call. Clearly a non-catchable ball.
Schmitz punting.
Number 23,
Horn standing at the 10-yard line there.
Important for Schmitz to just catch this ball and kick it. Don't worry about style points here.
Low fields it, and there was a man coming up the middle, and somehow Schmitz got it off. Well done under the circumstances. They were coming right up the middle with Tony Planton that time. A 26-yard punt. But the Tar Heels will take it. Thank you very much. Lead 17-10 timeout. The presentation of college football is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. Micron Electronics, now you know all your computing needs are just a phone call away. Chevrolet trucks, the most dependable, longest lasting trucks on the road, and Smith Barney, a member of the Travelers Group. Smith Barney, they make money the old-fashioned way. They earn it. Carolina plays defense the old-fashioned way. They're making it real tough for Clemson to earn a thing here. 8:12 to go. Carolina up by 7, 17-10. Green fires complete, but no gain on the play. It was defended there by Simmons, number 41. It was all over Tony Horn. The story of the game, only 5 first downs, 109 total yards against this defense. They are 2 for 13 on third down. Folks, Clemson has had 9 3-and-outs here today. They did have one 11-play sequence that resulted in a field goal. That's the longest they've held the ball against this defense. The toss to Priester. Fumble! Chittick was right there on top of it. The second Clemson turnover of the game. A wonderful defensive performance.
Robert Williams, Brent, got his right shoulder right on the ball, popped it loose up into the air, where Nate Hopgood-Chittick comes up with the fumble recovery. And this will just about do it for Clemson. Great field position now for Carolina, and a field goal will sock it away.
Seven minutes to go in Keldorf. 6 turnovers here this afternoon. 4 of them by Carolina. But now perhaps the biggest. And Linton slams to the 11-yard line, and Raymond White, the nose man.
The difference has been the 4 turnovers that Carolina gave Clemson. Clemson only got 10 points out of. They had a lot of opportunities in that first quarter. Remember, Clemson's field position, they could never quite take advantage of it, but you got to give the third-ranked Tar Heel defense a lot of credit.
L.C. Stevens, the big man, off to the left for Keldorf. 2nd down and 8. Dyer tells Linton on the change, the toss, right side. Linton still going, spins to the 7-yard line, short of the first down. They must reach the 5, so this will be 3rd and short. And next week, football and golf. Thanksgiving weekend, of course, means the return of the Skins game. Tiger Woods, one of the quartet. Freddie Couples also in that group, coming up on Saturday and Sunday. 6:23 to go, and an injured Tar Heel player down on the ground.
This might be Deion Dyer, the fullback. Look like they're looking at his left shin. Here he is right here, leading the way for Linton. And again, you can see number 97, Raymond White, just rolled up on his ankle, and Deion Dyer is in a lot of pain.
Dan, let's send everybody to New York and John Saunders.
Brent, Michigan trying to put this one away against Wisconsin. Give the ball to Chris Howard. He is stopped at the 1 and then just pushes everyone into the end zone. 4 yards covering the play. 26-10 right now. Michigan has the lead. Brent.
So the Wolverines will go home to host Ohio State. Buckeyes owe the Wolverines one, though, don't they? Now that I think about it, the Wolverines have been licking up on the Buckeyes and big ones the last few years.
Not going to be easy at Ann Arbor, though.
Not going to be easy any place where you play the Wolverines, apparently. They went into Happy Valley and did a pretty good number on Penn State. That's a heck of a football game. Carolina needs 3 yards for a first down. Robinson has checked in, and Linton behind the fullback. So Robinson, your new fullback, leads the way. First and goal for the Tar Heels. Coming down on 6 minutes.
It took Carolina a while to get back mentally in this ball game. Started off real shaky against Clemson, but the big thing is that their defense continued to play well, and finally Keldorf got it going with a lot of help from L.C. Stevens. A couple of long bombs, and this is a very confident football team right now in Carolina Blue.
Linton with 73 yards, 25 carries. Gets carried 26 and swatted down at the 2-yard line. Clemson hoping for a turnover against Mac Brown's Tar Heels. Anything to stay alive. 7 was going to be hard enough against Mac's defense. 14, forget about it.
Well, they have second down now on the 2-yard line. They can afford to just run the ball 3 times now and try to get the touchdown, obviously. But even if they don't, just keep running it right on down there and pin Clemson.
Linton does just that. Nothing doing as Simmons, number 41, broke through the line first to hit the running back. What a great game number 41 has played here this afternoon for Clemson.
He's so fast that sometimes he almost runs by plays. He's one of these guys in the orange. There he is, number 41. Robinson doesn't get much of a block on him, and he has to reach back and make the tackle. That was a real poor exchange between the quarterback and the running back.
Here's your 3rd and goal. Linton going to try to swing and cut back, and he's short. It's 4th and goal. .410, up 7.
And
what would you do, Dan? Would you go for it here on 4th down, or would you kick the field goal?
I'd go for it on 4th down. Mac wants to talk to the entire offense here, and this is why he's the head coach.
I kick the field goal in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even hesitate on this one to go up 10 points.
I just don't think that Clemson can score. They couldn't score from 10 yards out. They're certainly not going to score from 99 yards out.
Josh McGee making a 10-point lead with that clock still running down toward 3:30. Derek DePriest, the holder.
And finally, Clemson calls timeout, or we got to delay a game here.
I think they took a delay.
On the offense, penalties decline. 4th down.
They want to keep him as close as they can from that right angle. Remember how he kicks. So this is not his favorite angle. The left footer does not want to come from this side. He wants to come from the other side if he can.
And this is the angle that he hit the upright with earlier in the game.
The 18-yard chip shot if he can handle the angle. Blocked by Edwards. Perhaps the day-saving block, and Simmons ran it back to the 18-yard line. Number 41. 3:30 to go. What a lift for the Clemson Tigers.
Well, number 1 is Antoine Edwards. There he is, right there, laying out, taking the ball right off the kicker's foot. It's a good snap, a good hold, but bad blocking by Carolina.
Their defense should sue the offense for non-support. Carolina had a 1st and goal at the 3. Timeout. Standings. Carolina 8-1, hoping for a spot in the Alliance Bowl. They did not count on a blocked field goal, up 7. 3:30 to go. And Brandon Streeter is the new quarterback. What a spot for Streeter to step in here. Shotgun look, first down, got it, why not? Out to the 26-yard line. Tony Horn. Streeter puts it in his hands. He's a sophomore, 6'3", out of Gettysburg, PA. So here comes Streeter's big moment. The pressure's on. 3:12 to go now. Second down and 3 for the Clemson Tigers. Looking for a rally. Trailing the Tar Heels by 7. One of the best defenses in the land. And Streeter fires 2 for 2. First down to the 33-yard line. Marcus Martin, the freshman wideout.
And all he has to do is come in against one of the best defenses in the country and run a hurry-up offense with 2 timeouts. And he's been perfect throwing strikes on slant patterns over the middle. Amazing.
Very dangerous against this secondary bump and run shown by the Heels. They press. 10 men up. 1 back. Streeter going to fire, deflected. It'll be second down and 10. Terry Billups, the corner, had coverage that time. He's the senior from Orlando, Florida, on that side.
See, we can check out as to who knocked this one down. Well, somebody with a blue helmet on, I can tell you that.
Only 1 man back. You can see defensively for Carolina. 10 across the front. Streeter fires high, incomplete. They are challenging him. Third down. Dan Fouts, you would lick your chops if you walked up to the line of scrimmage and saw this defense right now. You'd say, Charlie Joiney, where are you, big fella?
Well, I tell you, here's the one guy that's deep, and everywhere else across the line, they are right up in the receiver's face. All you have to do is find one guy that can break the press. But these corners are so good that Clemson's not having any chance getting their wide receivers open.
Try to get Horn off that line if you can. And there is the center fielder. They're going to throw underneath a drop by Austin, and it has come down to 4th down with 2.5 minutes to go. So Streeter with a momentary lift, but now reality sets in against the Carolina defense.
Well, trying to find a receiver out of the backfield this time. Just a poor throw a little bit behind Austin caused him to turn around, and Spoon came up there with the play. And I'm not believing this, Brent, but this looks like the punting team to me.
2.5 minutes. They'll probably send Dre Bly back. Dan Fouts has registered his vote.
Well,
I'm not sure what to think about this. The offense has been so bad against this Carolina defense.
Obviously, he's putting it in the hands of his defense to try to create some type of turnover.
Live game on the offense. 5 yards, 4th down.
That's not what they needed. Not from that spot on the field. He's not going to. Laird's not going to boom that one into the end zone from where he was.
And the other thing, Brent, is the wind is right in his face.
And the clock, you don't want to use up those extra seconds. You got 2:32 to go. You got to hurry and try to get it back if you're going to do this.
Carolina will just play a normal defense here, treat it like a normal passing play, watching for the fake.
Good run under the circumstances. A beautiful punt by Brown. Brown lets it go, I should say. Laird with the punt. Back at the 16-yard line, 2:20 to go on that 57-yard punt. Well, our Chevrolet players of the game, and certainly there is no question about the MVPs here. L.C. Stevens, 3 great catches, 44, 67, 58 yards, and Anthony Simmons has played his heart out. So the Chevrolet Scholarship Program makes the donation to both North Carolina and Clemson and congratulates both of these fine players. 2:21 to go now. Carolina searching for a first down. They'll use Linton to the middle. Somewhere 41 must be. And he was. In fact, he put the helmet right on him. Dan, I think, you know, we saw Andy Katzenmoyer.
I can't believe that they're not calling timeout here. The clock is continuing to run. Why won't Clemson call timeout?
They've got 2 left.
This is imperative that they call timeout now. Now Carolina getting an official's timeout, but Clemson has got to use a timeout there, because if there is a turnover, they get the ball back, they're going to have some time to work with.
And Linton, who was crushed by Anthony Simmons. I was about to say, Dan, when you made that point, which is a good one about the timeouts, we watched Andy Katzenmoyer of Ohio State play some great games today, but I got to tell you, I don't think I've seen any defensive player this year that we've covered in person play like number 41 at Clemson. This has been a monster that Simmons has turned in.
And he's made plays in the backfield of Carolina. The one thing that you always want to see in your inside linebacker is the ability to play off a blocker and make a tackle. This guy is stuffing the run all over the place and punishing the running backs, as I'm sure Jonathan Linton will testify.
He forces Linton to the sideline. Simmons, now watch him. He's made 14 tackles. He has 2 sacks. Watch this hit in the hole.
Boy, great patience. Helmet to helmet, a knockout blow.
This is some warrior down there for Clemson right now. But as Dan Fouts pointed out, the Tigers let the clock run on down, and apparently they did get it stopped with 2 minutes. They have reset the scoreboard clock, and they put 6 seconds back on. And that's what Coach West was saying down there on the sideline. So 2 minutes to go. Did not use a timeout. Scoreboard still showing 2 timeouts left for Clemson. Now the clock is running again. Of course, Carolina taking its time on 2nd and 9. They got to stop this one and call a quick timeout. Bringing the play clock down. Keldorf handing off to the backup, Mike Jeter, out of Arlington, Virginia, and the timeout has been called.
That's really poor clock management. Too much time went off the clock for Clemson to have any hope.
We'll take a break and come right back. And barring a Clemson miracle, there will be, time permitting. So how UCLA is making out against Washington. Did Michigan hold up against Wisconsin? John Saunders will have all the details. He'll take you to the top of the hour. 1:35. Here's your 3rd down and 6 for Keldorf in the heels. Jeter down. Got to use it right now. Timeout. Got to get it called. Bromell stops. 1:29 to go. Now you got to see if you can press Mac Brown's punt. That's the first thing you got to try to do.
Clemson Athletic Department would like to thank the 400,000 football fans who attended the 6 home games here at Memorial Stadium this year. And all the
we got a moment. Let's check in on some upcoming ABC programming.
Tonight at 8, 7 Central, the gang from Naked Gun is back.
I'm wearing the nightgown you bought me for our honeymoon.
Frank Drebin's his name, and Danger's his game. Leslie Nielsen, Priscilla Presley, and Anna Nicole Smith.
What are you doing in my bathing suit?
Naked Gun 33 1/3. ABC tonight at 8, 7 Central.
The Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins. Old rivals meet with a division lead on the line on Monday Night Football. Bring on the game now.
So we are back, and remember, we've had some punt difficulties. A field goal was blocked by Clemson moments ago. Edwards coming around. Simmons scooping it up, gave him a life. And there is Horn back deep. He's tried to shake and bake, but the punter becomes the key man here for North Carolina. There's Brian Schmitz, number 23, standing on the 7-yard line. Let's see what kind of pressure they put on it. Snapper is Tony Coles. Needs to put it right on the numbers. Right to him. Up the middle, block. It is blocked. Blocked at the
14-yard line. 123. DeMarco Fox. Clemson with a chance. Unbelievable.
And DeMarco Fox came right up the middle. They all had their sprinter stance. Schmitz catches the ball, but Fox is going to lay out right in front of him and take it in the stomach. And the recovery right there for Clemson. Watch this, right up the middle comes Fox. Looks like he ran right by two guys. Huge opening.
Brandon Streeter stays in at quarterback from the shotgun, and timeout has been called by K. Mays and North Carolina. A timeout has been called by the Carolina defense.
It's a good snap by Coles, but Fox is just running free. And he makes a perfect block, but there's a great execution by Clemson on that block.
I can't believe that the scoreboard here is encouraging this crowd to be loud. The one thing they want to do right now is make sure that this offense can hear down here. And Dan, how tough is it going to be for this young quarterback without any timeouts left and 122 to negotiate, 14 yards against this fierce Carolina defense?
The important thing for young Streeter is to not force the ball over the middle, because there are so many good athletes in this Carolina secondary. We've seen the ball pop up in the air and interceptions a couple of times today. He only has 14 yards to work with, so this means that if he doesn't like what he sees in the secondary, he can just throw it over the top of everybody out of the back of the end zone and line up and try it again.
Starting quarterback Nalon Green on the Clemson sideline. Rod Gardner, one of the wideouts. Travis Austin is the lone running back. Priester is out. Remember? No timeouts. Horn, their big play wide receiver, is slotted to the left. This to be first down. Streeter fires in zone. Horn, no, incomplete. 1:17 left and 3 downs. Clemson can still get a first down.
This is good coaching and a good throw by Streeter. Just a little bit too far, but it's a safe throw between the two defensive backs, about 2 yards too far. But it was incomplete. They get another chance now.
Second down and 10. 4 wideouts. Streeter pump fake, middle fire slant, knocked down at the 1-yard line by Omar Brown, the free safety. Third down. Welcome everybody to Death Valley. Clemson with 1:13 to go to stage a miracle. A short time ago, Carolina was kicking a field goal to go up by 10. They blocked it. Then Clemson blocked a punt a few minutes later. And now they come up with 3rd and 10. Streeter, the backup quarterback, in trouble, runs away from it. Cuts back, and down he'll go at the 11. They still need 7 yards for a first down on this 4th down. Clemson can pick up a first down at the 3. Time running. They are out of timeouts with 53 seconds to go, Dan Fouts.
Omar Brown should have picked this ball over, this ball off, and this game would be over. But Streeter shows his inexperience by running that last one.
Brandon Streeter from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Could be the last play of the game. Fires in zone high. Intercepted. That's it. That'll do it. Trey Bly, the outstanding defensive back for North Carolina, with 32 seconds on the ricochet interception of the end zone. How about this for a 2-week span, Mr. Fouts? A week ago, we get a deflection in the end zone, and it is caught by Nebraska. This one intercepted by North Carolina.
Yeah, trying to get it to Mal Lawyer, and Trey Bly comes up with his 14th interception in just his 2nd year. Streeter has great protection as Carolina drops 7 in the secondary. There's the play by Omar Brown, knocking it over to his teammate, and Carolina's going to come out of Death Valley with a win for the first time in a long time, Brett.
First time since 1980. North Carolina has won at Clemson. You know who the stars were then? Famous Amos Lawrence was the running back, and Lawrence Taylor was the key linebacker. Here, Dre Bly on an interception, and Mac Brown couldn't be happier. 2-7 against the Tigers. Last year up in Chapel Hill, he beat them 45-0. And here in a tough defensive struggle, where it took a last-minute interception by Dre Bly, Carolina improves its record to 9-1 and still alive for a possible spot in the Alliance Bowl rotation. 6-1 as Streeter, the backup quarterback, fired the last ball into the end zone, and off the deflection, Dre Bly, like he was all of last season, the right man in the right spot, and it's over. The Tar Heels have won it 17-10. Coming up, we'll be sending you to John Son.